How to make $100,000 a month step by step. What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, I'm going to give you a $5,000 masterclass weekend seminar scaling bootcamp course absolutely for free today. So in this video, I'm going to give you a 5-step proven process to scale up your wholesaling real estate operations to over 6 figures every single month. And as somebody that has already done that, I can tell you it is 100% possible. I've helped so many people get to their first deal, 100K and 100K a month. That's not really if it's possible, it's are you willing to do the work and really to implement the systems to get there. To get to that 100K every single month process and to that point, it's not about how hard you're working. Really, that's how you get from $0 to $100,000. To go from 100K a year to 100K a month, it's more about how smart you're working. And if you follow the 5-step process I show you exactly today, I can show you exactly how to get there. But guys, I'm giving you thousands of dollars of wholesaling real estate game absolutely for free. So do me a favor, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. So step 1, this is probably the hardest step, but also the simplest and easy step at the same time. This is just getting to $10,000 a month. Guys, we can't hit 100K a month until we hit $10,000 a month. So really that's the work that you're probably gonna have to be working on. This is drawing for dollars, cold calling, text blasting, whatever you're possibly going to do to get that $10,000 a month process, you need to get there. Now, I do recommend you go to my 30-day wholesaling real estate challenge and freewholesaling.com to learn how to get to that 100K a month. But I'm telling you, you can 100% hit that level by just doing about 10 to 15 hours a week of marketing. Now, this brings us back to step 2 here. Now we hit 100K a year, 10K a month. All we need to do here, and this sounds so stupid simple, but this is how all businesses run. We're gonna have to do what we're doing to make $10,000 a month and just increase the volume on that. Now it might be like, okay, well, that's easy for you to say. Like, how do I lift 500 pounds? Lift 50 pounds and then lift 10 times more than that, right? No, you're not gonna have to just automatically flip a switch and go from 10K to 100K. You're going to have to gradually, this is not all at once, but gradually increase the volume. And we're gonna have to figure out how to do that. Maybe we have to get VAs to do this. Maybe we have to work longer. Heck, sometimes we just gotta work smarter on different marketing channels or doing more marketing channels or more lists. But the one thing that is always consistent with players that go from $10,000 a month to $100,000 per month is increasing the volume that they were previously to more, so more deals. Guys, it's pretty simple. Wholesaling real estate is just like an assembly line. If you want to produce more cars, you're going to need more parts. So for most people watching this, you're probably not implementing direct mail in your business. And that's probably going to be the easiest and most efficient way to scale up your marketing, because most people are getting here by cold calling, reverse trying for dollars, and texting. But if you just go out here and actually start adding direct mail in, that's going to be the best and fastest way. Add more lists for your calling, more lists for your SMS, whatever you can possibly do to increase volume, that's going to be the best thing. Now, on top of that, most people will add VAs to cold call more lists for them, because that in part will lead to more leads, which will lead to more appointments, which is more contracts and more deals sold. On top of this too, we actually have to increase our dispositions volume. Now, this might seem impossible for you right now, but we're going to have to increase the amount of cash buyers we're talking to and build more relationships. This is more follow-up calls with cash buyers, seeing what they're doing, how they're doing it, what they want in the future, and things like that. Having more buyers with your more deals will obviously lead to more money. Step 3, this is such an important process and something that is very underrated, but you need to go sit down and break down your entire workday from the previous day and for the previous week. I need you to break down exactly what you did in the past 7 days of work and systematize it by what you're doing. So maybe if you're doing in a day, you spent 3 or 4 hours cold calling, you spent an hour on appointments, you did an hour of follow-ups, you spent 30 minutes with cash buyers. I don't care what it is, but you need to chart out what you're currently doing right now and figuring out what activities made you the most money and what activities did not make you the most money. What you're probably gonna find is cold calling is spending most of your time. So most of your time is being spent cold calling, and that's making the least amount of money, but it is producing leads. While on the other hand, acquisitions is producing the most money because it's getting you cash. But that's something that's very hard to replace. Once we figure out the activities we're doing that we can actually delegate, scale out, and give to somebody else to do, and then we can spend more time on follow-ups, cash buyers, and appointments, that would lead us with a better economies of scale to make more money. That's how you scale up. That's how you make a lot of money. That's how you make 100K every single month. Think of the activities you have, and if you hired somebody in that role, how much you would pay them per hour. And you'll figure out very fast that the cold calling and the texting, that stuff you could pay somebody $5, $6, $7, $8 an hour. That could probably be 70 or 80% as effective as you, versus for acquisitions, you're probably going to pay that person 70, 80K a year in a salary, and they're not going to be even close to as good as you. So figuring this stuff out will lead us to step 4 here, which is actually hiring and delegating employees. My best recommendation is your first hire should just be a VA or virtual assistant doing your marketing, your SMS, your cold calling, your government list polling, the things that aren't paying you the most. So you could spend as much time as possible doing appointments and cash buyers. That's where the real money is being made at. Now, step 5 here is actually delegating and actually becoming a business owner. And hiring the VA, training them, making sure everything's going very smooth. And the point of step 5 is to make sure and to tell that the VAs, the employees you're hiring, you're investing in, are actually helping you make more money and not hindering you. Some people try to scale up, they hire a bunch of VAs and they figure out they're spending a lot of time babysitting them. They're actually spending more time working and they're actually making less money. If you don't do your systems correctly, you'll actually be working harder and making less money. And that's not what you want to do. These VAs should actually be a help to you. But a lot of wholesalers out here have what I call the 70% fallacy when it comes to VAs, where yes, when you are hiring a VA to cold call, they're only going to be 70% as effective as you. Let's say you have 100 leads, and when you cold call those 100 leads, you usually get 10 yeses or actually good leads in the pipeline. But when you use a VA that is 70% as effective as you, they're only going to produce 7 leads, which is 3 less leads than what you actually do. And so you end up being, oh my gosh, I'm actually less effective having a VA versus me, because if I do it, I get 10, and when they do it, they do 7. That sucks. That's terrible. Why would I ever hire anybody? That's the mindset a lot of entrepreneurs in wholesaling real estate start out with. And when they hire their first VA, it's absolutely true. But you got to remember this. If you hire 2 VAs and now they're able to cold call 200 lists, they'll actually produce 14 leads, which is greater than your 10 leads. So yes, 1 VA to replace everything is going to be 70%, which is going to suck. But 2 VAs is actually 40% more effective than by just you alone. This is why when you have 1 stick, you can break it easy. But when you have 20 sticks, it's very hard to break. When you have a volume game with your marketing, you're better than just a solo person. That's why you might be the best boxer of all time, the best fighter. But if I have 100 average guys go after that 1 person, I don't care how elite that fighter is, they're not going to take on 100 people at once. It's the power of numbers. Yes, those average people might be 60% as good at fighting as the professional, but it doesn't matter. Heck, if LeBron James had to play basketball one-on-one with somebody, he would definitely win. But if he had to play himself versus 15 high school basketball players, he's probably not going to win that match because it's 15 people against 1. Use that advantage in your wholesaling business. This is how you can defeat your competition really easily. Have 15 people calling versus just them. There's no way they can win. And lastly, step 6, this is actually making a dispo team and an acquisitions team. Now you can hit 100K a month just with marketing VAs and you going on the appointments yourself. But honestly, you don't really need that. But once you start scaling up, you can actually get VAs to find cash buyers and dispositions agents and acquisitions agents and all these things. But really, let's just focus on making 100K a month and then adding the acquisitions agents in there. And kind of like I said with the fallacy, 1 acquisitions agent is probably not going to be what you actually want. Probably want 2 or 3, but you have to have the volume first with the marketing to make it worthwhile. Work so hard where you have employees right now doing all the marketing for you, where you can only spend the time doing the high ticket priorities, which is acquisitions and dispositions. Then hire a dispositions team where you're only doing the acquisitions, and they get so many stinking leads that you can't actually do it yourself, and you need multiple acquisitions agents. And that's how you go from making millions of dollars every single month from 100K a month. There's levels to this game, guys, and I just want to help you get from 10K a month to 100K a month easily. This is the stuff people have to pay thousands of dollars to learn that I just shared with you in this video absolutely for free. So guys, if you got any value from this video and you actually want to learn how to scale up, where to hire employees, how to hire employees, what's my whole hierarchy for a company for wholesaling and how much I pay my employees, just go to my free real estate wholesaling course. It's in the advanced section called Scaling Systems. Just go to freewholesaling.com. I break it all down there. And again, if you got any value from this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, go to freewholesaling.com, and see you guys on the next video. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one.